to this, I'm at the beach drop off.
Hey, let me see, and I go up. All of the Rasta man when I'm not pork. Go up. Big up to everybody locked in, yeah? I see the real bad man in the house.
Real bad man.
I see men like Kwaja. I see Mr. Cousteau. Guna SE. Am I lagging? If I'm lagging, let me know. I am fresh back at the BBK headquarters. And I didn't even do a test run. Yeah. I just plugged in the laptop, powered up, and go. And here we are. Lots to talk about since I left this chair. World Cup's been won. Jubilation on one side of the world. Tears on the other side. Fan bases being ripped apart. Lot to get into, and we will deep dive into it all if I can get my media settings to work. But they seems like they're having a meh because I haven't clicked on them in a long time. So just let me try to run it one more again.
Real bad man.
There it is, Mateo. The dirty dick Mateo say my real bad man. 23 baby mother. 25 kids, 25 picnic, I would call them, yeah? But big up to Kwaja. Welcome back. Glad to be here. Big up to the Slovenian bad boy. Watching some, what's that? Mahong elimination. Is that tennis? I don't even know what that is, but whatever it is, it's got our Slovenian broski occupied today. But I hope you hit a like on the video. Share if you can, and all them something there on the way in and out. Big up to men like Wahaha. Ain't much news for Man United. I wasn't even going to touch on Man United today because the talk of the town is the Chelsea. Yeah? Chelsea, the talk of the town, people. I am shocked that people are shocked. Yeah? I am shocked that people are shocked that Chelsea is spending money. I am shocked that people are shocked that Arsenal are moving slowly. You know what I'm saying? I'm shocked. This is what people do. You know what I'm saying? But big up to Kwaja. Christos Tzolis getting compared to Alexis Sanchez. You know what's wild, yeah? Over so many transfer windows, I've said, on the left wing side. On the left wing side, we talk about Bobby Perez levels. That's the level of left wing production that we need. That was going into the season last year. This year, we realized that we won the league with a winger who scored one Premier League goal in Martinelli. Imagine that, people. So much to get into. Big up to Guna SC. Love my G. Hope you are good. Mateo said he saw that comparison too. We just go too far at times, don't we? We just go too damn far. When Neri being compared to Messi, what you expect for these? Now, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. And you know how I thought they would be inclined to compare Max to, other top players because Ethan's been cast out. And once Ethan cast out the manager, you know what happens. the masses just follow. Yeah. Big up to Mr. Cousteau, man. Love my G. So if I was Chelsea, I'd snag Bruno from Arsenal. Perfect level up on Xhaka. That's the profile they wanted. Captain leader experience is that Bruno is 28, 29. He's 20. I think he turns 29 this year. See, this is what frustrates me, right? When people say 29, 29. And I'm like, brother, 29 ain't old. You know, Gabriel and Benjamin White, these men are 28. Odegaard is 28. I don't know why people act like 28 is old in football. It's not. It's a normal age. Matter of fact, it's when you are primed when you're 20. Now, obviously, there's a curb and some guys speak earlier than others. But what the hell? It seems that it's modern day football. You hit 28, 29, and people are ready to throw you in the bin. Big up to Hendo. Big you up, my G. I think our whole season depends on Bruno signing, whether Chelsea shags us or we sign him. Now, the Bruno thing is a real deal, right? Because Bruno, Morgan Rogers is two players who are really wanted at Arsenal Football Club. Dearly and truly really wanted at Arsenal Club. But we wanted the player. The club never bid for the player. We turned the page, move on. We didn't miss out on Ronaldinho, Messi, CR7, Thierry Henry. We didn't miss out on that. We missed out on Morgan Rogers, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? He saw a better project and he was elsewhere. Hey, man, big up, Hendo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my G. That's another top left winger, and maybe Martinelli and Tzolis will cook. Now, maybe Tzolis will cook, but I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about this Tzolis, brother. I do not. And I'm not going to go look at his stats. I don't care what his dribble percentage is. I don't care about his GA in that Belgium. I don't care. None of that matters now. All that matters now is what he does in the number 7 shirt moving forward. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. What he does in that number 7 shirt moving forward will tell us everything we need to know about the player. Right? I don't want us to go down this rabbit hole of looking up stats and dribble this and dribble that when we don't know what the hell this player is going to give us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we had a crystal ball and we say, how many goals is this guy going to give us in the future? Be lovely. Maybe we can ask somebody who knows him well, someone who knows everything, someone who knows the exact time the clock is going to set tonight, the sun is going to set, and the exact time is going to rise tomorrow. You all know who I'm talking about, people. I hope he ain't been in here too long to hear me ramble before I acknowledge his greatness. Big up the man like
Maybach music.
You think we don't know them? All them not like me. See them all like but them still not strike me.
Well, we're having a bashment party. People get to see the high.
who doesn't know?
Hypocrite and parasite and we not like them. Compatible and your truth, man, and pressure them kids. They can run when me pop down the jeans pants. They feel me out that walk from a distance.
Searching. That is my barrack. Yeah. Where they drop it, stop right there.
Girl, if you're fed up with your boyfriend, let him go. Or your boyfriend, naga, let him go.
Kill them with the head side, kill them with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow.
Team I don't want them around me. While see me dead, so them can get free mouth. Me and the girl, cause she joke the best. You know me love me something with that girl you possess. When me love a girl, in on the bed when me love a girl, it a fit. Mama have a one, daddy have him one. Anything them have, you better leave that alone.
Big up to man like E. Ross crashing the stream with all his greatness. That's why we rate him so much. Big him up every time, twice on a Friday, The mighty, mighty Chelsea, Yes, I'm trying to get y'all to care. I'm trying to get someone to care because I'm hearing all this noise about Morgan Rogers, chain snatch, food chain. I don't hear any talk about Chelsea winning the league. Okay, that's the only way it matters. The only way this Morgan Rogers thing can be a flex is if you finish above Arsenal. And I don't mean finish above us in second and we're in third. You have to win the league. How in the fuck Arsenal and Arteta can get beaten with a stick for spending £1 billion and not win the league. Meanwhile, Bluco is at 2.2 billion, and there is no talk of a league title. I'm trying to get y'all to give a damn, and it seems difficult. I don't know what's going on. What's the mighty Chelsea? There is no challenge. There is no competing. Because remember, that man don't do phases and processes. It's straight to the title. Well, it's about to be 10 years. I'm looking for Chelsea fans near and far to say title. Or if they're going to run away from it, title. Ain't no, well, we'll see one game at a time. No. All this energy, all this chain snatcher FC fuckery has to mean title. And I'm talking title. I ain't talking about no domestic cup double, none of that shit. Because it's not like I can say Premier League of Champs. You're not in the Champions League. You're not. So they have to beat us to the league. This all good beating us the signings. Can you beat us to the Premier League title? Go ahead and do it. You get? Big up to Ross, man. Listen, E-Ross, I skipped right over it because I don't even know. That's when I go into the subscriber mode because it was a title. And he knows all the Arsenal fans, yeah? I said in the title of the video, say Arsenal fans getting frustrated. Has he seen the Bruce Banana? You know, has he seen Guns and North? Has he seen Rash? He knows all the Arsenal fans. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know what I'm saying? It's water off the dump smack. It's thick skin over here. You know what I'm saying? We won't be rude to him either. We'll just pass. We'll just move. But Teo, just for that damn shit you put in your just for changing your logo to that Chelsea, you get a slap. You're gonna get a slap for that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You know you're broski, but we have to slap you. Big up to Brian, the real Chelsea fan. Title, tell me you're winning the title, brother. I don't want to hear nothing about challenging and competing because that wasn't good enough for us. I don't even want to hear about the brand of football that we play. That's for us to complain about. We're Arsenal fans. That's for us to complain about. Yeah? So for everyone who complained about our football last year, you better play better football and win. Because I can't run you the 2022-23 season when we played great football. Because you know what? Chelsea was the main fan base who laughed at us and said, you shit. We had the worst season ever, finished 12th, and we won the same. So, pressure, bust, pipes, yeah? And apparently, Xabi Alonso is the greatest manager in the Premier League already. Already. We got 23 locked in. Let me get some more likes on the thing, people. See what we're doing. But we all have eyes. And we saw the last time Xabi Alonso was under pressure, he was fired in 6 months. There was no pressure at Leverkusen. That shit was a free hit, bro. We all know it. That's why Thomas Tuchel got sacked, because he allowed Leverkusen to win the Bundesliga when we all know that league is supposed to be won by Bayern Munich. Don't believe? Go look at the numbers. Bayern Munich has won the Bundesliga 13 of the last 14 seasons. So if you're Leverkusen, if you're Dortmund, there's no pressure. If you finish second and have a good run in the Champions League, it's a great season for Leverkusen or Dortmund. There's pressure on one club. Now we can go around the leagues, and me and Gianni will do that later on. But we can pencil in who's going to win Bundesliga next year. As a matter of fact, we're going to use a pen, ink. You don't have to use a pencil because there's nothing to erase. Who's going to win the Bundesliga? Bayern Munich. Who's going to win Ligue 1? PSG. Who's going to win La Liga? One of two teams. Every now and then, Atletico will fly up and do a madness, and then they go right back into their place. 3rd to 6th. Serie A, there's been a little bit of parity there, but it's not because everyone has gotten good. It's because everyone has got shit. We see Napoli win it and then finish 20 points off the league title, even more. I'm being generous. It could be Napoli, it could be Juve, could be Inter, could be AC. Yeah? In the Prem, can you pencil in who you think is going to win? Hell no, there's pressure here. So we'll see how he does under pressure. You know, or a midfielder in their prime, they can go until 33, yeah. But apparently Bruno is old. He's ancient. Like, what are we doing? Are we looking at our own players? Gabriel, one of the best center backs in the world. He's 27, 28. Are we ready to throw him in the bin and call him old? Or would we demand 100 million plus pounds for Gabriel? If Kobasi is going for 80 to 100 million, what's Gabriel and Saliba going for? You get it does depend on the player. Big up the Static. Yeah, man. Big up Ross. We've heard that. Personal terms agrees. Nonsense. And the player goes elsewhere. Didn't Rodgers agree? Yeah, he did. The only difference between this one and the Rodgers deal is Arsenal actually bid for Bruno G. Apparently, there's been a 70 million pound bid, and that shit is gonna get rejected. Like, what are we doing? 70 million pounds. Now, I don't agree with this transfer strategy, but I understand what Berta is doing. Right? If you are the Premier League champion, you go into negotiations differently. Like, we are the champions. You're coming to us. We're not desperate. We're the champs. Right? If you are Tottenham, if you're United, if you're Chelsea, you have to come up with a little more bread because you're not the champion. You're trying to get to where Arsenal is first. So you have to spend money to make money. You have to spend to win. But we're first. So Berta is going into the transfer with that mentality. Like, bro, you're coming to the champion. How much is a Premier League medal worth to you? You know what I mean? So I understand. I'm of the opinion, just pay their money. If they want 85 for Bruno, pay it. Pay it. You notice there's no one in the world is talking about Declan Rice's price tag ever since we signed him. No one. They made a big stink about it the day off, but since then, for club and country, who has earned their transfer fee more than Deckers? The club that he left is relegated. The club that he went to in 2 years' time, Premier League champions. How about it? Take a bow, young man. Pay the damn money. Because I will be shocked if the 70 million pounds get approved or accepted. If I'm Eddie Howe, I'm rejecting that shit all the way. You know, you need at least 80 to 90. The 100 thing, I don't know. But if it goes to 100, I think we walk away. Yeah? Until I see him hold up that shirt, I'm not even doing any midfield combo or anything. Until he holds up that shirt. The same way. There wasn't one, here we go. This is how Morgan Rodgers is going to fit into our starting lineup when all that was going on. Because I just know how we move. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with your mod, Static. As soon as you said, hey, BBK, and I didn't see the wrench, I went straight to my thing. I don't know what happened. Like, it does this. It's done it to a couple of people over I don't know what YouTube is on. You know what I mean? It's mad. But big you up, man. Chelsea will do nothing. Alonzo Tax, we're watching Mr. Nice Guy. It's all fun and games until a ball gets kicked. You know what I'm saying? Because what I would say, regardless of who else Chelsea signs, right? They have signed Morgan Rodgers. They're about to sign Lacroix. They've signed all these men. If I were to ask the chat right now, who had a better transfer window on paper, this Chelsea or last year's Liverpool? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Chelsea, a 1. No, matter of fact, put a 1 for Liverpool because they won the league, or 2 for Chelsea if you think they had a better window than Liverpool last year. On paper, everyone was shitting their pants last year when Liverpool was moving in the transfer window the way they did. Let's not do revisionism. Let's not pretend. We know what the hell we saw. Liverpool's transfer window last year was crazy. The hottest 10 on the market in the world was Florian Wirtz. Isak, bad boy, won Newcastle their first trophy, 130 mil. Still a record transfer. Frimpong, Kirkes, one of the best performing left backs and right backs in the world. Yeah? And bang, 25 points they finished behind the champions Arsenal. So what are we doing? It's all fun and games until a ball gets kicked. So if only winning a transfer window meant win the league, Arsenal wouldn't even be in the conversation. Our transfer windows over the past year, even last year, it wasn't sexy. It was Eze. It was Gyökeres. Gyökeres was the addition to the team in Eze. Everyone else was either replacement or for depth, right? Kepa was here for depth, right? Zubimendi was a replacement for Partey. Madueke was here for depth to back up Saka. But everyone else, Eze and Gyökeres, were the only two additions to the squad. And you look back on it, you're like, shit, man. Compared to what we did and compared to what Liverpool did in the transfer window, what the hell? How did one team finish 25 points above the other one? And that was a Premier League winning manager. Arne Slot was a Premier League winning manager. He won this league in his inaugural season, did that in the transfer window. And look what happened. Now everyone is losing their shit. Big up to Tony Claude, my brother. My G, Tony. Love my broski. Hope you are good, man. Good to see you back in the spaces. What you telling me? I got slack yesterday for accidentally hiding someone who won't time out people for the hide their comments unless you ask. Okay, E-Rouse, you can operate in this space with complete impunity, my brother. Because you know how much I trust your judgment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't hear any Chelsea fan talking this way. None. Even Matisse. Even Matiti. Let me see if I can find this. If I can find this clip. Matter of fact, I need to find this clip. Bear with me, nice and decent people. I need to find this clip. Because this needs to be shown to the masses. I'm not bullshitting y'all. I'm sending this to my computer right now off my phone. This needs to be said. This needs to be shown. I'm not playing. Oh, as soon as it uploads. Hey, big up to Tony, man. Remember, you are all Premier League champs. How about that? The Prem is back. Now, I know all you people know who Matisse is. Y'all know who Matisse is, right? One of the biggest Chelsea content creators out there. He speaks for Chelsea. And he's the one who, I think he's the one. I'm not sure if he was the first one because, you know, people don't give each other credit on YouTube for shit. But the food chained thing, Arsenal got food chained, was led, catapulted by Matisse, who's probably the biggest Chelsea fan out there, single. Him and Eunice. But after Chelsea cooked Arsenal, him and Kearfrey Lewis cooked Arsenal for jacking our chain, look at Matisse's prediction for the upcoming season. Please look at the screen right now, people. If you are driving, I understand. But if you just got your phone, pick it up and look at that motherfucker. After snatching our chain, 2.2 billion spent, that is Matisse's prediction for the upcoming season. Still behind Arsenal. Excuse me. So what is the point? If you are 2.2 billion in, Chain Snatcher FC, you don't do phases, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do processes. Do you need to get to the 3 billion threshold before you demand a title? Come on, Brian. I know you know who Matisse is. This is your leader of the YouTube fan base for Chelsea. And I'll read it out for anyone who ain't looking. Man City to win the league. Old brothers twerking. Arsenal to finish second. Chelsea third. So after all that, giving all that biggin, third, then what? Third in the Champions League. Oh, shit, you're not in the Champions League. You were in the Champions League versus PSG and held 8. The PSG that needed a pen to break us down. See, I will shit on Arteta when I need to, but I'm going to defend my club against bullshit when I see it. And I see way too of my peers, and the peers, I'm talking about the fans over here. I won't call any names, but there are people who I fuck with, who I see are suckering up to these rivals with this inferiority complex shit, trying to appease rival fans. I'm not doing it. Now, if you came across my channel because I was upset at Arteta and you like what I was saying about him, it's because we weren't winning shit. Now we're winning. We're the Premier League champions. So I'm going to move differently. To the point where this is what really annoyed me about some of the fans that I really fucked with. Some of the content creators that I really fucked with. When Saliba re-signed for us, they crashed it on Saliba, said, you know what, he ain't got no ambition. How is he re-signing for Arsenal and we ain't winning? Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, these men are praising Jared Bowen for staying at West Ham, who got relegated, giving them loyalty badges. What in the ever-loving fuck? You can hate your manager and love your club. So over here, you will hear Arteta criticism when it's necessary, not to appease rivals. So you think I'm going to hold Arteta accountable for not winning after spending £1 billion and then let other clubs off the hook for spending 3 times what we've spent and not win shit? Accountability seems like it's a disease to some people, but not over here. We're going to dish out accountability and humble pie to everybody. Iraola was good at Liverpool. He was good at Bournemouth. He has to show me what he can do at Liverpool. He has never had to manage a Champions League game in his life. Every game when he at Anfield is the must win. Every game at Vitality Stadium wasn't the must win. If you won, great. If you drew, that brother drew 8 games in a row. 8 games. Even the game that clinched us the title was a draw against Man City. He didn't win. So I'm seeing everyone, Iraola is going to do it. Show me. The same way Arteta had to show me, he has to show me. Xavi Alonso has to show me that he can perform under pressure. Under pressure at Real Madrid, you were out the door in 6 months. So you think I'm going to have a high standard for my manager and let your shit managers off the hook? No. We're not doing that. I'm not worried about anything. What's this? I'm not worried. I'm the Premier League winner. I'm the Premier League champ. Imagine if we're winning the Premier League champ with dead wood we cannot sell. So if we have dead wood we can't sell, you got rid of all your dead wood in Garnacho and Shittens and Kittens and all these men, then tell me that you're winning the league right now. So we can come back to this. Or you can do a Ches. I don't know if you all know who Ches is. Ches is a guy who is on a show named Never a Foul, who during the transfer window is always there. He's always on Footy Judge mode during the transfer window. Season starts, gone, can't find him. Guarantee you, Chelsea shifts the bet against Fulham opening day, he'll disappear. So tell me you're winning the league after 2.2 bill. Accountability, we're going to dishing it out. We're dishing it out. Yeah? CFC Gamer said rivals are shivering in their boots. Show me. Show me the clip of anyone shivering. Because I'll just show you your Lord and Savior say you're finishing 3rd. There it is. I think Flex is a sensible guy. Look at Flex's pick. And this was yesterday. If the biggest Arsenal content creator got us finishing above you, it doesn't jive with your shivering. I'm sorry. I guess he played around at Real Madrid. What about Xavi Alonso or people creaming their pants over? He has not managed one game in this Premier League. You get? So make sure that you're back here, CFC Gamer, because DJ Sav, a couple of Chelsea fans are always here, transfer window time. And I get if you've been around here a couple of times, I give you a wrench. But I don't see a wrench next to your name. Tells me that you don't be here a lot. Why? Because you had a shit season. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time Chelsea has spent money. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. Take a look at the screen again, folks. Since we're shivering in our boots, according to CFC Gamer. This is Chelsea's last 4 finishes. Now, Chelsea have spent more money than us in every single transfer window, every single one, leading up till now. Now, look at 22-23 when we finished 2nd. Look where Chelsea finished. 12th. 23-24, we finished second again. They finished sixth with another wicked transfer winner. And they were here, right here in the chat, saying the same shit they're saying now. 24-25. This is with the $2 billion, the $200 million midfield, and Obese James, who's the best right back in the league, in the world. Cucurella, who's the best left back in the world. Fourth. And last year, after having Yao Pedro, the signing of the season, this guy, that guy, 10th. This is not new. I am shocked that people are shocked that Chelsea is spending money. But imagine if Arsenal Football Club had spent $2.2 billion and finished 12th, 6th, 4th, and 10th. Even not even Arsenal, any other big club. Liverpool, Man United. This would be madness. So keep spending, but you have to tell me that you are going to finish first. Other than that, it's just noise. No one is shook. I promise you. Big up to Godfrey. Big you up, my G. Big up to Mr. Pads. If Arsenal retain the league, you need to dress like Slick Rick next season. I'll even rap like old Slick. You know what I'm saying? I tried to claim things I haven't earned honest, man. You know what I'm saying? Come with the gold tooth and the eye patch. You know I'm on that. I'm about that life. You get? I have. And this is the beauty about doing content. Every transfer window, it's the same thing. Now, anyone want to bet me? Now, CFC Reaper, if you have a channel, I will subscribe to you and follow your content all season. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. I love the chess, but we know how this plays out. You know what I'm saying? One year, you man were even labeled the Blue Spurs. You get 10 years without a league title. Roman will never. I think what Chelsea fans are doing is they are confusing. They're confused. They think they're still operating on the Romans' rules. They still think they're Romans Chelsea. But if you're an old geezer like myself, this is normal. These finishes, not the spending, but those finishes. 12th, 6th, 4th, 10th. Normal. Does Rodgers move the needle? Well, you still have Jackson in the lap. Listen, it could very well be, because listen, we all know that we wanted Morgan Rodgers. He is a very good player. You know what I'm saying? I'm just of the opinion that it's all fun and games until the season starts, because Chelsea have always signed big name players and then hype them up. Remember the Cole Palmer over Saka thing? Do you hear that anymore? That's dead. Caicedo, remember, it was who's the best DM in the league? Caicedo, Declan Rice, or Gravenberch the year when Liverpool won the league. And I was like, neither. I was on a panel. I said, neither. Give me Rodri. But Rodri has an ACL. He's injured. Is he 80%? Give me Rodri. Better than all of them. Now it's popular to say, and I'm not even bigging up Rodri now because everyone's glazing him. And that's what he does. I'm not gonna lie. I was shaking in my boots last year when Liverpool were doing what they were doing in the transfer window. You know what I mean? Because they were doing that as Premier League champions. You know what I mean? So we always talk about strengthen from a position of strength. That's what the hell Liverpool were doing. And they were cooking in the market. Look what happened. And we're supposed to be shook of Chelsea, where we have recent historical evidence that winning the transfer window don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk about it. And then, it's going into the international break when they don't beat Fulham, because they're not beating us at the Emirates, because then they could be going into the international break with one win. I guarantee you CFC Gamer won't be here. He won't. You know what I'm saying? So it's the legend Tony Claude, man. Oh my God. Yeah, it's all fun and games until Arsenal is in the parking the bus at Stamford Bridge and fighting for their lives as always. You got to beat us, bro. We have the trophy. You haven't beaten us in 5 years. Whether we park the bus. Now, I don't know Chelsea is they're celebrating the Morgan Rogers thing harder than they celebrated the 1-1 victory in October. Or whenever they beat us 1-1. Remember that one? Liverpool had Slut, but we have Alonso. There's a difference. What is this Alonso Glaze? The guy that got fired at Real Madrid. The guy who couldn't last 1 year at Real Madrid. Couldn't last 6 months at Real Madrid. I'm sorry. I'm not buying this Alonso hype. I'm not. I have to see it. Show me. You know what I'm saying? Are the Chelsea fans becoming Arsenal fans of old, where they just hype up shit that don't matter? Xabi Alonso Glaze, like what? Whatever happened to proving yourself? You know what I'm saying? They hyped up Poch, they hyped up Rossignol, they hyped up Maresca. Like Maresca knew that shit was sinking. That's why he left you for Man City, bro. Big up Tony Claude, man. Big up Monster. The club who made me shake in my boots last year. I'm not going to lie. But then, how did that play out? You know, CFC Reaper could be Chelsea Dan in disguise, you know. Big up to Sean, my G. Big you up, man. Yeah, man. Who's going to Malta? Malta is dope, man. St. Julian's, fantastic place. Lovely. The people are lovely. The food is lovely. The weather is great. You know, swimming in the damn Mediterranean in October is dope as fuck. You get their Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? So I will ask CFC Reaper. Go talk to Matisse, because he got you third with all your splendor, with your mighty Xabi Alonso. He always does. He always does, man. You know, and the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You know what I'm saying, Hand up? It's the new ITK, yeah? It's signing everybody. Love. Spurs top 4. They're getting top 4. You know, I think they will. I actually think Spurs will have a better season than Chelsea. Yep. Hear that. Spurs, they both got one game a week. You know what I'm saying? And one got the mighty Alonso, who's never managed in the Prem. One has De Zerbi, who's actually managed here. And they're signing good players. They're getting good players back. They're getting Kulusevski back. They're getting Kudus back. They're getting Madison back. It's San Fernandez and Tonali. That it is. Send Richarlison to Chelsea and they'll be all right. Woo-wee. Yeah, right. The blue brother. This is the cubic zirconias. You know, you got the clubs who are real diamonds, organic diamonds, and then you got the cubic zirconia ones. Dude, they shine bright, but underneath the surface, there's not much. Bless it to 20. Love seeing my club being underestimated. I ain't even top 6 for either. You know what I'm saying? Well, you understand why Flex. Is hating on Liverpool. I know you do, but Matisse. I'm gonna keep putting. I had to clip this. I couldn't believe what I was watching. This brother went from chain snatchers to third. You know what I'm saying? So now you know it's just troll. It's not real. All that chest is not real. You dig it? No Liverpool in the top. They hating on Liverpool hard, man. Big up the joints. Love my G. Joke, man. Premier League winners, bro. Premier League winners, man. 2.2 billion spent on Premier is diabolical. You can spin it however you want. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Ma would put City above Arsenal. That's so predictable. Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's what they do, man. You know? Anyone but Arsenal. But he knows Chelsea is shit. That's why he didn't do it. Because he does content, he can't just pop in a chat and hide like CFC Gamer. He does content, so he can't put Chelsea above Arsenal in any kind of race, because then they will use it to cook him. So he goes with the generic Man City who no one cares about, and then puts Arsenal second, and put Chelsea where he actually believes Chelsea would, because he's expecting the fuck up. He is expecting champions. See it in the background. You know what I'm saying? So it's mad. Yeah, I see that. And that's why I put frustrated in the thumbnail, but you won't see that here. I've said, this is how I know that you're new here. Or not new, but this is how I know you don't come here much. Because if there's one disgruntled champion that you won't see, it's this guy. You know what I'm saying? My sports teams did very, very well this year, and I'm spreading the happiness. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're going 10 years without a league title, you know what I'm saying? And you're because people forget and people have recency bias, right? People, you know the 22 years that people talk about. 22 years Arsenal won without a champion, without a Premier League title. Suffered. Liverpool went 30. And people forget that Chelsea went 50 fucking years without winning the league. 1955 to 2005. But that doesn't matter because we weren't alive then. So because it happened before us, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You're in that period, bro. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Hendo, man. Show me. Just show us. Just shut the fuck up and show us. That's it. But this ain't how you show us by predicting third. You know what I'm saying? Your leader is protecting third. So I want you to take that same energy over to Matisse and tell him that you're winning the league. You know what I'm saying? But Arsenal are Premier League champions, bro. So however you spin it, we're Premier League champions. Something that you haven't been able to say for 10 years. There's more Spurs fan than Chelsea supporters in England. Tells me everything. You know what? Is that still true? Because I know a lot of the Spurs fan base reside in Los Angeles right now with LAFC with Human Son. And I think the Spurs nation recognizes that most of their fans have left them and they need to do something about it. That's why they went and had the transfer window that they just had. But ain't no one scared, brother. So more, you give it some more biggin, CFC. Because apparently you don't score from your set pieces. We're the only ones that do it, yeah? Chelsea fans always the loudest during the summer. By Christmas, they are twerking for City. And Alonso out. Let's just practice. Alonso out. That Carefree Lewis. We're not scared of anybody. We're seconds in the league. Alonso out. Because that's what they're going to do, bro. They're going to blame the manager as soon as none of this shit matters. It doesn't click. I can see it already. I can see it. Iraola is now a Liverpool new manager. Give him time. Yeah, I'm going to give him time. But there's also pressure there. You know what I'm saying? There's also pressure there. So I don't believe in inconsistencies with one club to the next, right? If Arteta was under pressure, well, you're going to be under pressure. I'm not going to. It seems to be this thing where you have to shit on your club to appease rivals. We ain't doing that. Shit on Arteta because he wasn't winning. Now we're Premier League champions. I'm shutting up till he does some dumb shit that makes me critical of him. Chelsea fans are so confident, you better not be considering the fact that it's one game a week. United got third. The schedule is, listen, one game a week, they had 2 games a week. The Conference League year, where they had 2 squads. They had 1 squad playing in the Conference League and 1 squad playing in the Premier League. They still finished below us. Even Arteta, you know how they talk about Arteta's shit finishes? 8th, 8th, 5th. 8th, 8th, 5th. He never finished 10th or 12th. Never. Ever. Chelsea has finished 10th and 12th recently. You don't have to, you can throw a rock at it. You ain't got to go too far. They ain't going to beat us, man. I'm happy we play them early, late, it don't matter. Ever since 2021, it's been belt to ass. 5-0, 3-0 down at halftime. To the point where they know it because it showed when they beat us 1-1. They had cooking streams everywhere. Big up to the General, Darren. Big up. Listen, brother, next week, link up. I am on the gong. I'll make the announcement next week with the Jamaica people. You're in the vicinity. Link up. Drinks on me, yeah? Come on, stream Chelsea fans. You want the link, CFC Gamer? I'll drop the link right now so you can come talk to shit. You know what I'm saying? Show your faces. Say it with your chest, like Matisse. Because the camera will humble people. You can go chat GPT some talking points, and then you come on camera and it's up beatboxing out here. Zero excuses, brother. 2.2. But the excuses are coming. It's Xavi Alonso's first season. Well, we're saying that shit now. But you just said the mighty Xavi Alonso. What makes him mighty? Man was fired 6 months at Real Madrid, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Roman had some of these Chelsea fans moving more impatient than Real Madrid fans. You get it? Big up to Sweet Cherry, Honey Bee. Hope you're a good baby girl. Love. Honors and respect every time. Always win the transfer window, Sean. Every single one. 12th, 6th, 4th, 10th. These are the facts. Everything else is just feelings, Everything else is just feelings. There are the facts. 12th, 6th, 10th, and 4th are the facts of the situation. Don't be upset at me. Go be upset at Blue Cup. Yeah? Quite good in my books. We did our best business when doing it in silence. Not so worried about it. You see? That's it. Yeah. Getting McAllister for $35 million on the release clause. Calm. Wasn't no chain snatcher thing. But, part of me believes the Chelsea fans deep down knowing they ain't win shit. They know it. So this would be the only time they get to talk. Right? So, how we talk about how salty the United fans are? You have to understand they're coming from a place of hurt. You have to understand that Man United just saw their 3 biggest rivals win the Premier League in 3 successive years. Right? So 23-24, they see their neighbors win their 4th beat. 24-25, they see Liverpool win number 20. 25-26, they see Arsenal win it. Those are Man United's 3 biggest rivals. 3 league titles in 3 years. So they're hurt. And it comes out in their content. It comes out into their takes. Chelsea fans know deep down they ain't winning a goddamn motherfucking bomber ass clock. So now they're winning the transfer window. They have to celebrate it like a trophy. And I love it. Because I've seen this all before. Let the record show that these men are also the only club to lose 3 FA Cup finals in a row, People forget that, I'm here with the receipts. And I would shit on Chelsea all day. I can do a new thumbnail and turn this into a Chelsea cooking session. 2019-2020, who beat Chelsea in the FA Cup? Arsenal. 21-22, they lost the FA Cup to Leicester. Yuri Tillman Screamer. 2022, they lost to Liverpool. 3 straight FA Cup finals. If that's not a bottle, I don't know what is. But they get away with it because what? No one cares. It's a very good signing for Chelsea. But it's all fun and game until the ball gets kicked. They have to win the league. Because if you sign a player that Arsenal want just to finish below Arsenal, then what was the point? You could have kept Garnacho because you were going to finish below us anyway. So you break the transfer record only to remain below us. Yeah, we know he's a good signing, but these men are doing too much. Average position on the blue code is 7, and we're meant to be scared. Shivering, Man said shiver. Cold. Like, you can't make this make sense. The last time Chelsea beat us, bro, we had David Luiz was playing for them. We had Pablo Mari. Like, Lukaku was another £100 million signing that flopped. I'm here for it. Love, yeah, man. Big up Static, man. Love my G. Shiver me timbers. I have to. I could cook Chelsea all day, man. And listen, if we were second, third, didn't win the Premier League, I would hear them out and I will take their cooking. But there is no Premier League team that can cook us. None. Because every single Premier League team would trade their season for us last year. Even City, who won 2 trophies. the mighty Pep Guardiola would trade a Carabao and the FA Cup for a Premier League title. He would. You know what I mean? So make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But they can't convince themselves because if the Lord and Savior of the Chelsea faithful are saying they're finishing third, he can't go over there and say that. He can't go over there and say, "Yo, we're gonna cook Arsenal." No, Matisse is gonna tell him, "Shut the fuck up. We're finishing third. We're not good enough." So he comes over here because we read comments over here. We acknowledge the chat. We're not the big channels that ignore the people who watch their content. The same Palmer who couldn't get in the England squad. Yeah, that one. You know what I'm saying? They always squawk and try to troll rivals when you put the balls on the table. We're finishing third this season. Make it make sense. Big up, Brian. Take your time, man. Hope you're good. Hope Mums is good as well. I see Pep turn down the Italy national job. English FA needs to get in touch and see if they can persuade. They should absolutely do it. Because if you're Pep, you don't want that stain on your resume. International, it was supposed to go great for Carlo. Didn't end well. Right? Carlo, part of Carlo believes, I'm sorry I took this fucking job. Now, the way Brazil went out, that might be a good thing for Carlo. Because all the players that he was forced to take politically, like the Neymar, Carlo didn't want Neymar in that goddamn squad. So Copa America, you will see Carlo pick the team that Carlo believes can win. And with no Messi, Brazil should be highly favorites to win Copa America. But Tommy Tuchel, yeah, but I don't think you showed well. You literally did a Southgate. At least Southgate got to the finals of the Euros. And this Argentina team, you were good enough to beat. You have enough talent in England to beat the Argentina team. I'm surprised that the English media hasn't been pushing for Pep to become the manager. And part of it, I do believe, because the English media know, because Pep dominated the English Premier League so much and has so much credit in the bank, the English media won't be able to question Pep. They could have questioned Southgate. They could question Tuchel certain ways. But when Pep take the job, Pep can do whatever the hell he wants, and they all have to shut up. Because he won't take any shit from any of them. Because it's Pep. Blue corn. Blue Balls FC, you know what I'm saying? Buying all the drinks for the ladies in the club, and Arsenal go home with their shiny bitch named the Premier League trophy. And they yell, because that's what, type it in all caps, yell. I'm still rich. Got 200 million in the bank, bitch. You going home with that broke nigga. Nah. One game a week, One game a week, MC. And they're gonna duke it out. They won't have their way to Spurs this season. You know what I mean? We are the only ones who have our way with Spurs. Still got the same league titles as Sunderland. They're in single digits. This is when they talk about the big club. Like, well, you have to get to double digits to you know what I'm saying? You get to double digit titles and then we'll talk. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 6, we got 14. You know what I'm saying? You want to tell me that Champions Leagues are worth more than 8 Premier League titles? Come on. But I don't get into the semantics of who's bigger. Like, the world knows. Global recognition, trophies, all that shit. We are clear. Everything you tell yourself, man. Yeah, it must be true. It's a script. They read from the script. Just like this morning when Elliot Anderson was introduced, he said, Manchester City are the kings of Manchester. What do you expect them to say? Remember when Alexis went to Man United? Like, this is ever since I was a kid, it was a dream. Really? Yeah. Heard this all before, brother. That's what I'm saying. And I'm letting you get your win right now, because I know I won't see you for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? We just won't. You had those players last season to finish 10th. You finished. Matter of fact, big up to LFC Monster for bringing up Sunderland. Like, brother, you finished behind Sunderland. Sunderland has Europe. Sunderland with Granit Xhaka and Brian Barbie and a bunch of players that you would turn your nose up at finish above you. When has a newly promoted team ever finished above Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. The copium is rich. Now, so we can't just skip over his Real Madrid phase. Yeah. Lightning in the bottle, they caught that in a job where there was no pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? He's never managed in the Premier League. As soon as he got the job where there was pressure on him, he was out in 6 months. Are you meant to tell me after this type of spending there won't be any pressure on him? Do it here. Show me. Same energy for Arteta. The same energy for Iraola. I'm not in the business of sucking up the rivals. You know what I'm saying? For subscribers or views. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? If 0 Chelsea fans watch my channel, this is the only time they show up here any fucking way. You know? When we knocked their ass out the EFL Cup, was CFC Reaper here talking? All those players that he listed minus Rodgers. Like Hendo says. When we knocked their ass out the EFL Cup, home and away. Was he here talking about Esteval and Palmer and Reece James and all these men? No. Tail between their legs in their little caves. Says Esteval. Big up to Lawrence. How embarrassing that the women's team have more made signings than what Arteta and Bertha have. The signings are one thing. But I think Arsenal fans, matter of fact, football fans in particular, football fans in general, Arsenal fans in particular, get wowed by sexy signings, right? Because remember when we signed Mikel Merino? That was the most unsexy signing ever. Now every Arsenal fans, they're glazing his performances because he knocked out Spain, he knocked out Portugal at the World Cup. Yes, ball at him. I'm saying him, and Belgium. You know, imagine if we signed the Mikel Merino now, everyone would laugh. Oh, well, you got Mikel Merino. We got Morgan Rogers. See? But I'm not at this point when Berta goes into a meeting as the Premier League champion and Chelsea, the Chelsea sporting director, it's a different conversation. You know, one is at the top, one is trying to get there. If you're making prediction based on watching those players, watching Xavi Alonso day in, day out, stop lying, brother. It was the copium, man. The copium is rich. Here we go. Is this done? Is this greasy done in this, guys? Esteval was on Lamine Yamal's level. This is good, man. This is good. This is funny. I would say I'll come back to these receipts later, but again, you won't be here. So listen, I knew it. This is their go-to. Wait, you should have 3 there, right? You were in the Champions League last year. What happened? Put your Champions Leagues on the table. When we get them. But in the present moment, we are Premier League champions. You're not UCL champions. That's PSG. Only PSG can talk to us about the Champions League because they're the only teams that beat us in it. The past 2 years, the only team that beat us in the knockouts, PSG. Still have to remind you that you played the same PSG team that we played, and you have 8. 4 at the bridge, 4 away with all those players that you said that's going to cook us this season. Yeah? Hey, double cold. Oh, Lord. My damn computer done froze. Too much Chelsea glaze. And I'm trying to bring up Lawrence's comment, and the computer has froze. There we go. How can Chelsea and City be making signings when they're being investigated for cheating? Well, this is exactly what you do while you're being investigated, Lawrence. If you're being investigated for cheating, this is exactly what you do. So when the transfer ban comes, you already have these players locked in on death row contracts. Yeah? Death row contract. So Erling Haaland is on a 10-year deal. Reece James has signed a lifelong deal, signed his life away, this and that. It's another 5 years without a league title. You know what I'm saying? But CFC Gamer, you have to tell me that you're winning the league. I've clicked on and read many of your comments more than I should. Way more attention than I should be giving Chelsea. But I'm looking for the one where you say you are winning the league. I don't want to hear about challenging. I don't want to hear about top 4. I want you to tell me you are winning the league. All this chess you can't give all this chess and then do a Matisse. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's not allowed. Where is it? There it is. You can't give all this chess and predict yourself finishing 3rd. I will not allow it. Nope. So unless you're telling me you are finishing 1st, the only position of consequence, I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. So tell me you're winning the league and we can continue. Yeah? Just goes to show City fans are squawking, but Chelsea fans are plastic fans for a classless club. It's a match made in heaven. Yes, sir. Please hit the likes and subscribe if you haven't already. I know my main subscribers only mode, so I know I'll be down a couple of subscriber ones in the street, man, because them Chelsea, man, out of here. But yeah, come on, Reaper. If you're in here, tell me you're winning the league, or you can get the fuck on. Because everything else you're saying doesn't make any sense unless you're winning. Jurgen Klopp had the first press conference today, one of those signings. Press to behave themselves, or we will happily walk away. Now, Germany for 2028 Euros, yeah? Yeah, one of the most disappointing teams of the tournament. You throw Turkey in there, you throw Belgium, you throw Uruguay, you can throw Germany in there. The Germans let us down. I had high expectations for the Germans, and they completely shit the bed. Big up to Rican. Big you up, my G. Long day at work. It's only 24 hours in the day. We'll get through it, It's good to be back home. New York City was lovely. Had a great time. But it's good to be back home. I'll reset for a week. And then, Jamaica, Kingston, we did it. Yeah, we're outside. Yeah? I look for put something on the girl them outside. Yeah? And the girl them pum fat on both sides. Yes, sir. But big you up, man, every single time. Big you up. Dumped on them. Man, the whole league dumped on them. That's why they finished 10th. Leeds went there in 8th. Everybody had a shit season. So, from a shit season to all this chess based on a couple of transfers. Where have we seen that before? We've seen it from them. And we also saw it from Liverpool last year. But the difference between Liverpool were Premier League champions. So when you're Premier League champions, you get to throw your ass around. Chelsea are throwing chest around with no fucking meat. It's like it's all hype and no substance. I still pick Nuno M over Cuckoo right there. Yeah. I know you. Cuckoo plays better for Spain than he does for Chelsea. I knew that boy had to leave the Premier League once Adama Traore tossed him like a ragdoll. There's no way he could continue. Yeah. Tell me you're winning the league, brother. I don't know. I may have missed it, but tell me you're winning the league, or don't tell me anything. Mateo, get your twerking ass out of there. Mateo must find a little thing at the job that likes Chelsea, Mateo do whatever Mateo needs to do to get some cheeks, that's what he will do. Find me a Chelsea fan that wasn't glory hunting, fan that started supporting Chelsea before 03 on the internet. Guarantee you. Right, I know Chelsea fans who used to be United fans. A lot of them. Like most of them are African. Most of my African bros who wear Chelsea stuff used to be United until Fergie said that thing about African players. When Afcon and Fergie said he wasn't happy with signing African players because then they would leave. And right around the time Roman came on and Chelsea started winning. But I'm not too upset at glory hunters as long as they admit it, because no one is gonna actually believe that Patrick and Hamza are real City fans. Because if you get them man on stream and you ask them a question that they can't Google right away, then they're flustered. Like if you ask them who was the Man City manager during these years before Pep, before Mancini, you know, they can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Well, big up to Mr. Cousteau. Who else we got in the house? The Shiver Sisters. They have to win the league, man. I just don't understand the we're winning the transfer window talk when it has led to egg on your face for 4 consecutive seasons. You know what I'm saying? You signed Enzo in 22-23. 12th, 6th, 4th, 10th. And you out here twerking and can't tell me that you're winning the league. You know, I told Broski to tell me that they're winning the league and he left the stream. You see. You know, it's like going on a dating show and asking the modern woman, hey, what do you bring to the table? She leaves. They hate that question. I have the table. Next. Big up to Dal. Goonie, what you telling me? I think we're selling Ethan and MLS to get Bruno G. That wouldn't be a Champions move if you ask me. That move would be less than Champions-esque. I wouldn't like that at all. I'm not going to lie. Yeah? I wouldn't love that. That would frustrate me. Because these two guys are the future and they can all coexist. We played 60 games last year, brother. 62. Excuse me, I'm still a little sick, still a little sniffering. You know, we played the maximum amount of Champions League games, the maximum amount of EFL games. You know, we got knocked out the FA Cup in what? The 5th round. I expect us to go deeper in that this year. You know, 14-14. One of these numbers need to change this year. 15-15. You know what I'm saying? 15-15-1. Something needs to happen. Yeah, big up Dow. I don't want that. You know, you signed Bruno. Sign him. Just sign him. But with the amount of payout that we've gotten from Champions League revenue over the past couple of years, come on. That's the feeling. Marino and Zubi ain't leaving. So how does Bruno G fit in without sales in the midfield? Quality and depth. 60-something games down. 60-something games. A lot of football. We need to keep Declan Rice to under 50 games this year, or he will break down. Matter of fact, he has broken down. He has. Declan Rice is in pieces, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there will be games where the midfield should be Bruno, Skelly, Eze. Zubi, Bruno, Odegaard. Midfield combination. That actually works well for us. Going into the season, every single team that we were playing against knew that it was going to be Zubimendi, Declan Rice, or Odegaard, or Eze in our midfield. So when teams know what they know what you're putting out, it's easier to plan for you. If we have a midfield matrix of 6, 7, 8, 9 different combinations, it works. It's advantage us because we already know our defense is made of steel. You know what I mean? BBK, you're going to buy one of them pendulums that Kevin Samuels had in his background and start a calling show if we win the league, they can call some angry, disappointed rivals. Rest in peace to the Godfather, because I see a whole lot of content creators are eating off his talking points. I think they're coming up with something when they used to cuss him for it. The Kendra G's of the world, you know, like this Tonight Conversation simps and these Derek Jackson simps, they're glad he's dead. Because then they get to make money, millions and millions of dollars off women by just pandering to them. But, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, my G. Yeah, but Mateo, you know, I know you'll do anything for some cheeks, bro. But that's what you do when you're young. You know, you work hard. And you chase chicks on the weekend. Well, in your case, you chase them every day. Yeah, no diddy. Chelsea for the day just to get some cheeks. This brother will put on some Chelsea cheeks to get a chick. A Chelsea kit to get a chick. You would. I would never. I believe you would. Yeah. Chelsea home kits like an employee's t-shirt. Oh man, listen. Big up to the real ones who are Chelsea fans. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand. It's like the Chelsea fans are acting like top gooners. Why do I mean acting like top gooners? Only the top gooners would die on a hill that they know that it's not sustainable, right? And just go out their way to celebrate something that isn't worth celebrating. That's not a trophy. Because let me flip the scenario for you for 1 second before we get out of here. Yeah. Imagine if Chelsea had won the league, and Arsenal Football Club took a player from them and paid 170 million pounds and act the way the Chelsea fans are acting. You know what the Chelsea fans will say to us? Congratulations on your We Signed Morgan Rogers trophy. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. That's not what they would run. Here, congratulations. Here is your We Signed Morgan Rogers trophy. We got the Premier League. Isn't that what they would say to us? So why in the fuck are us as Arsenal fans allowing these men to talk a certain way when we are the Premier League champions and they just overpaid for a player? Good player, but they still overpaid. This is what I mean by the inferiority complex that I will not subscribe to. I walk into a room with anybody and speak my motherfucking truth. Whether it's top gooners or the people who I vibe with over this side of the fence. If I don't agree with some shit that they're saying, I will disagree. I'm not just going to double down on a panel because I'm on this side of the fence and this is the issue. If I feel a certain way about it, I'm going to say how the fuck I feel. We win the Premier League, you win in the transfer window. Okay, cool. It's like the team will dominate possession. Oh, we had 60% possession of the ball. Okay, you can go home with the ball. I'll go home with the 3 points or the trophy if it's a final. You get it. But I'm sick of us. And I say us because I'm talking about Arsenal fans who just twerk for rivals because we were going through a bad period. Well, the bad period is over. We're the fucking champions. And I will not allow anyone who's finished 12th, 6th, 4th, and 10th to come and give any kind of biggin while I'm holding the Premier League trophy. I will not allow it. Not here. You do that somewhere else. You're big up the man like that, man. Love. But they're not in the Champions League again, so they can't get Champions League money. That was the biggest sticking point. They wanted Champions League money while they were in Conference League, so the sponsor was like, no one watches that shit, so we're not going to pay you big boy money. But they were in Champions League last year, and it didn't go well. You know, I did see a journalist come out today and say Arsenal's financial situation isn't as good as people may think. And that's the case, they're lying to us. Someone is lying. Because going at the season, I heard 330 million pound war chest. Why didn't they run with that? Because I don't believe anything. You know what I'm saying? And if Chelsea can amortize payments, why can't anyone? It's not exclusive to them. But we have made the most money over the past 3 seasons out of any Premier League tie, based on finishes in Champions League run. Yeah. So our wages, and this is what annoyed me, Mr. Pads, is that how are they meant to give Trossard a bumper contract, just pay him more money, not more years, just pay him more money off GP, then turn around and say we're broke? Doesn't make any sense. It's the wages that are killing us. So why give Trossard more money for what? How do you feel about the new away kit? I like the third kit, that blue one. I haven't bought any of the kits yet. You know, I am going to wear kits this year. I've already worn kits on stream because, you know, we're Premier League champions. It's one of the things that I said last year. The reason why I wear my Warren Officer gear on stream is because the club ain't winning. I'm not promoting the club while they're not winning. Well, they've won. You'll see me in kits. I'll buy one of the 3, not all 3. But I'm more than likely buy some of the vintage kits as well. Yeah, for a mid player, and they're gassed up like a chap. I don't think he's a mid player, but I don't think Isak was a mid player. I don't think Wirtz was a mid player either. You know what I'm saying? But we have seen the transfer window. We have seen teams win the transfer window and not win the league. And you know, if only those two were intrinsically linked, where you win the transfer window, you win the league, then it wouldn't make sense. Feeling generous today. Big up BBK in the chat. Love for that, Mateo. Big you up, man. Big you up, man. And make sure you're feeling generous when you take the chicks out. You know, spend that. That's what I put in the thumbnail. Spend that. Spend that shit. Big you up, man. Aaron said, because we're not selling players. We're kicking off the merch prize money, but we need to sell off players. Not only do we need the wages. Yep, the wages is the problem. You know what I'm saying? When your starting left winger gives you 1 Premier League goal, and he's on 200K. You know what I'm saying? When your captain, the best run of form that we had, came with him out the team, is on 240. Gyökeres is on 2-something. Gabriel Jesus, the less said about him, the better. And the Edu fuck up with that high Havertz deal. Then you put Saka on 300. The players that are coming in, we re-signed Gabriel, they re-signed Saliba. The wage bill is, and the thing is, the wage bill was one of the problems where we worked so hard to get rid of, just to balloon it back up. Crazy. Big up to Jagans. Big you up, my J. Big you up, my walk good here. Outside, first stream back, very first one, back at the crib. So I ain't even hooked up the soundboard or anything like that yet. You know what I'm saying? But big you up, man. Yeah, spot on. Have to fix the wages. Player sales, debt accumulated from losses, and player we sold for less money. But you know, there's a lot of money that's came into the club as of late. So you know. Come on, Cranky. Dip in your pocket. You saw what winning the league did for your brand. You saw what it did to London. You know, maybe Todd Bowley and these other men saw what Arsenal did to London and think if they win a major, they're going to do the same in the streets. Like, they want that. You know, these guys, their yachts are next to one another, you know. So when Josh and Stan rung up, hey, Todd, you see what we did to London? Why don't you go, you know, spend another $1 billion in the transfer market so you can get to that? You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen them win 2 Champions League that they like to throw on the table. We've never seen them do that shit to the streets of London, ever. So they know the levels. Global recognition, fan base trophies, we clear. And I think it hurts them. And I can understand people who come from a position of hurt. You know, they lash out, you know, say things they don't mean, type in all caps, yell, we're better than you, we're this, we're that. No, you're not. The table says we're the best team in England right now. It is. I buy a new kit. I buy a kit when we win a Champions League. Hey, that's your prerogative. That's your business, my G. I hear it. Because I got 2 drawers upstairs full of kits. But until the club started to win, wasn't gonna wear them. But here I am. Like Ekatike was like by the best part until his Achilles. Yep. And he was the least sexy of the bunch. He was in Frankfurt. Like, he wasn't a part of that Leverkusen thrilling team, and you know, Isaac, the best striker in the Prem to compare to Haaland, and Kirk is the best performing left back. The least sexiest signing was the one that gave him the best output. And let's just say he comes on this year and he kicks. Then the transfer window wasn't a flop. Then it just took a year to bloom. You know, but Chelsea just think, you know, it's going to be Alonso Almighty and this Almighty and this Almighty. Now, we've seen you sign big players before. But it all friends and games. It's highly embarrassing. And in 2026, our highest level. Yeah. Because let's be clear, if we managed our contracts properly, we've had superstars that we could have sold. You know what I'm saying? If we had, say we didn't let Cesc Fabregas' contract run down when we knew he wanted to go back to Spain, we could have sold Cesc for 60, 70 million back then. You know what I'm saying? We make superstars. We don't sell them. We typically used to hold on to our best players. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Now, if we can just go out and sell Saliba to fix that, you know what I'm saying? To solve a problem that's not really a problem, you know, for rival banter. Nah, we keep our best players. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Big up Anas Almanas. While lower clubs are pulling in 80 to 100. Yeah, because I'm hearing Man United are back in for Baleba, you know? And it's like, what we need to do is that this Michele guy, or this Italian guy that we got, what we need to do now is have him do some proper scouting to where we're going to have a midfield so stacked that we're going to have a youngster like Ethan, not Ethan, but a youngster like Ethan, a youngster like MLS that's so good he can't get into the team, and we'll sell him for 60, pure profit. Because you're good, but we can't, you know, MLS is better right now. Skelly is better right now, but you're so close in age, it's not like we can wait on this guy to age out for you to integrate into the team. You have to go now, right? Just like Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, and Sancho, and all these men. Sancho, they couldn't get into the team because Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva and Rodri were there, so they were able to get moved on. Right? So we need our players. That's why we need Declan Rice to not play 50 fucking games next year. So we'll have a midfield of him and Bruno G if we sign him, and a midfield that's really good. So when the youngsters come through, they can contribute, show their worth, then we'll move them on, yeah? Big up Mr. Pads, man. Darren saw reports today that Vieira linked with Hamburg again, like this one. And the thing is that this Fabio Vieira guy and Kai Harris, there's 100 million between them, right? This was another Edu fuck up that Berta has to fix, right? So that's one angle we really have to look at. Berta is coming into these shit contracts from Havertz, from Jesus. The fee for this guy, 35 million, 60. It's madness. So he has to solve problems that he didn't create. And we don't know how that plays into the finances when he talks to his bosses. You know what I'm saying? The bosses could just care, hey, you won the league. You know, you won the league doing this. Be frugal with the money, you know, be stingy with the money, whatever. But I gave you 100 million and you spent it on Havertz and Fabio Vieira. And Bertha's sitting there like, I had nothing to do with that. He's like, well, you're here now, fix it. Because what's the alternative? I can't go get Edu, bring him back to the club to fix it. It's your problem. Now, I understand that it's a problem you inherited, not a problem you created, but it's still your problem to solve, right? It's kind of like we talk about fault and responsibility, right? It's not your fault that you were born to crackhead parents, but it's your responsibility to make something of your life, right? Life is unfair. Mr. Paz, let me finish. I said, and negotiations are continuing after the fact that Hamburg made it clear they would not pay 20 million. Hamburg don't have no money like that. You know what I'm saying? None of those Bundesliga club has money. There's a reason why, and are there men even in Bundesliga 1? There's a reason why Bayern Munich has won that league 14 or 15 times, or 13 or 14, however many. And next year they'll win it again. I just checked the home kick. He does look shit. Oh, Lord. We just keep letting the academies play. Yeah, it's mad. So that's someone's problem to solve. You know, whether it's Berta, whether it's the scout, someone needs to solve that problem. There's no way Alvarez joining a team with this many brothers. So he should go to you should go to Chelsea, right? Enzo is there, you know. He sang "Waste His Chance" and they made him captain. You know, another shit on Chelsea. It's not like they don't have a history of racismo, you know, man, like John Terry. Go Google it. I won't even go down that route today. Bertha walked into Edu's mess, but Top Gunner is saying he's on fraud watch. It's madness. You know what I'm saying? So luckily for us over here, you know, we are independent thinkers. We know what the hell the deal is, you know, and we self-regulate, yeah? West Ham selling Somerville to Saudi for 60 and Mateo to Spurs for 145 is mad. While keeping Bowen, yeah? While keeping Bowen. So I guess we're expecting them to invest that money and come straight back up. And I hope so, you know, because I know Deckers have a soft spot in his heart for them, man. But people, I know the Chelsea man that tried to hijack the stream, but you know, it is what it is. I got to go get some gym time in, got to go get some workout in, because I did not get the workout at all while I was in New York, you know, a little bits in there and there, but I got to get back to the gym and do the bits, you know what I'm saying? So, Anas Amanas, respect the people of every single time, and don't get rattled by none of these Chelsea men out here talking shit, because we know deep down that's what they're predicting. They are predicting themselves to finish goddamn third after they call themselves Chain Snatcher FC and that. You know what I'm saying? But love, people, and like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone. Yes, sir.